All right.
And go ahead, Brent.
All right. We'll call the meeting to order at 7:01. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Emmaus Borough Council. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the
of the United States of America,
the Republic,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That was by far the worst one we've ever done.
It makes my head spin.
Wasn't synced.
Here comes Roy again.
Hey, Roy. Hey, Roy. You there?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. We said the pledge. That's all.
Okay, I apologize. I don't know.
No, that's fine. We've all been there. All right. So at this time, we'll have personal appeals part 1. We'll allow Shane to unmute all our guests. And if anyone has a public appeal, please just state your name, where you're from, and you have 5 minutes for your appeal.
We want their video on too.
And please turn your video on. Does anyone have a public appeal? Are they unmuted, Shane?
Everybody's unmuted.
All right, hearing no public appeal, we'll move on to community minute, but I'll give you a moment to remute them.
Okay. Okay, you should all be unmuted.
All right.
Terry, you good? Okay.
Sorry.
We'll move on to community minute. Does anybody have anything to bring forward for community minute? All right, hearing none, there's no special presentations. We have the reading of the minutes, council meeting minutes from December 21st, 2020. Would somebody like to make a motion to approve the minutes? Councilman Hart, seconded by Councilman Anders. Any questions, discussions, or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. We have no decisions on bids. We have several reappointments. We'll start with reappointment to Community Garden Commission for Craig Smith with a term expiring January 1st of 2024. Would somebody like to make a motion to reappoint Craig Smith? Councilman Balliet, seconded by, are you pouring a fake on me, Shannon? I thought you were raising your hand and you're just.
I can. I was itching, but I can. I'll second.
Councilwoman Baumgartner. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. We have another reappointment to the Community Garden Commission with a term expiring January 1st of 2024 for Patricia Roblin. Would somebody like to make that motion? Councilman Anders, seconded by Councilman Dufresne. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes.
Aye.
Who is that one?
Terry.
Oh, okay. Next is a reappointment to the General Authority with a term expiring January 1st of 2026 for Carl Weeder. It's a 5-year term. Would somebody like to make a motion to reappoint Carl Weeder? Councilman Hart, seconded by Councilwoman McManaman. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. Reappointment to the Zoning Hearing Board with a term expiring January 1st of 2024 for Don Nickerson. Would somebody like to make a motion for that? Councilman Dufresne, seconded by Councilman Balliet. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. Reappointment to the Vacancy Board with a term expiring January 1st of 2022 for John Stover.
We skipped Arts Commission. We have Richard Farmer and Sarah Plaza.
That's down below on our list.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
further down on the list.
All right, I have a different printout than you do.
Well, you got to update your TV. It probably would show up. Then.
You got to do what he does to us and tell him he has to hit the refresh button on the iPad.
I bet if you do hit it, it might update.
Okay, so now you just totally threw me off. Oh, we're on John Stover for the vacancy board. Would somebody like to make that motion? Councilman Hart, seconded by Councilman Dufresne. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. I think everyone said aye. I can't look at everyone's mouth at the same time. Reappointment to the Civil Service Solicitor with a term expiring January 1st of 2023, John Ashley. Do we actually vote on that, Shane? Or are they just letting us know that they appointed them? Isn't that their job?
Mr. President, technically, we should be just voting to approve his fees because the Civil Service Commission selects their own solicitor.
I thought so. Okay, so would somebody like to make a motion to approve paying the fees for the Civil Service Solicitor, John Ashley? Councilman Dufresne, seconded by Councilman Hart. Any discussion? He's been there a long time, just so you know. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. Then we have 5 Arts Commission related. We have a reappointment to Mass Arts Commission, term expiring February 7th of 2024 for Richard Farmer. Would somebody like to make that motion? Councilman Ballard, seconded by Councilwoman McManaman. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. Reappointment to the Mass Arts Commission with the term expiring February 1st of 2024 for Sarah Plaza. Somebody like to make that motion? Councilwoman Baumgartner, seconded by Councilman Anders. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say no. There are 7
Who made the
ayes.
motion again? I'm sorry.
Was Councilwoman Baumgartner and seconded by Councilman Anders.
Thank you.
And another reappointment to the Emmaus Arts Commission with a term expiring February 1st of 2024, Lauren Kuhn. Somebody like to make that motion? Councilman Dufresne, seconded by Councilwoman McManaman. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. And the last reappointment to the Arts Commission is with a term expiring February 7th of 2024 is Lindsay Kleinberg. Somebody like to make that motion? Councilwoman McManaman, second by Councilman Hart. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. We received a letter of resignation from the Emmaus Arts Commission effective February 7th of this year for Bernadette, is it Goetz or Getz? Getz? Okay.
Yes.
So if we could please send a thank you letter for her service. We received a letter, well, a request from the Catholic War Vets, which is our last veterans club in the borough, for a fee waiver for the amusement device tax. I'll refer that to general administration, and I guess their fee's $300 and they're requesting they only pay $100. They've only been open 3 months out of the 12, I think. And because they're hurting financially, they're asking for a waiver. So we'll refer that to GA.
I think it also needs to go to your solicitor.
Yeah, because we can't just pick one, choose who gets that, right?
I think that opens up a can of worms.
Yeah, I think I wrote a memo on this a year or two ago.
Something a little unrelated to it. I don't think it was amusement tax.
It was not amusement tax, no.
Yeah.
It was charitable giving.
Yeah.
So maybe we can have that before our next GA meeting, a response from the solicitor. All right. Does anybody else have a communication to bring forward that is not on our agenda? Hearing none. There's no borough engineers report, solicitors report.
Very briefly, I just wanted to make you all aware that two of the other communities that I'm representing have asked me to look into the making vaccinations mandatory for all employees. I am looking into the issue for them, and you will get the benefit of the answer.
Jeff, I'm going to send you some guidance from the Society of Human Resource Management in regards to legalities from national attorneys on that as well, because I think there's probably, you might have the ability on first responders, but not necessarily on all staff.
Well, as I talked to Pat Harvey today and his group too, and did some research. It's a very interesting issue. I will get you the correct answer. I appreciate that though, Shane. Thank you.
Yep.
Progress?
Yes, progress. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Unfinished business part 1, we have ordinance 1209. We had our first reading December 7th of last year, and this will be our second reading. An ordinance amending chapter 13 titled Licenses, Permits, and General Business Regulations to add a new part 6 relating to aesthetic standards in connection with the installation of small wireless communications facilities. Would somebody like to make a motion to approve ordinance 1209?
Motion.
Councilwoman Baumgartner, seconded by Councilman Dufresne. Any discussion on this? We had some discussion on the first reading. So I think we covered most of it. Does anybody else have anything new to bring up? All right, hearing none, it's a roll call vote.
Can I ask one quick question? So this is just for general, so it'll encompass if AT&T comes or if any of the other companies, this is for everyone, correct? We don't have to do this for every single one.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Councilman Hart,
Aye.
Councilman Ladenburg, aye. Councilman Dufresne,
Aye.
Councilwoman McManaman,
Aye.
Councilwoman Baumgartner,
Aye.
Councilman Balliet,
Aye.
Councilman Anders.
Aye.
There's 7 ayes. There's no new business, no unfinished business part 2. Anybody have anything to bring forward that's not on the agenda? All right, mayor's report.
Thank you. I have nothing to report this evening. Progress.
Progress. Committee reports. Public Works Committee Chairman Anders.
And nothing for official action this evening. Our next meeting is January 13th at 4 p.m. I'll report progress.
Thank you. Health, Sanitation, and Codes Committee Chairman Balliet.
Thank you, Mr. President. Happy New Year. Tonight, for official action, I am looking for approval for the recommending approval for the Emmaus Commerce Center sewage planning module. They have met all their obligations, and this is the next step in their process. I'd like to put that in the form of a motion.
There's a motion to approve resolution
2021-2.
By Councilman Balliet. Is there a second? Councilwoman McManaman. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes.
You can see our meeting notes attached. We're going to have a very busy year. Our new codes official that we hired less than a month ago has passed 3 of his large tests and is moving along very quickly.
Yeah, he just passed accessibility Saturday. He passed the accessibility exam Saturday.
So that's
4.
huge.
Yeah.
Fourth one.
That's
the one you
4.
said that was the
That's
hard
right.
one.
Yeah, that's the hard one. Yeah.
He's already
4
done
of them.
with it.
Yep.
That's
So-
awesome. That's a great find there. So happy that he applied to our borough.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he lives here too.
Yeah. So I'll stand corrected. 4 major tests so far. Our next meeting is going to be January 27th at 4:45, not 4:30 like with the agenda says. It's 4:45. And with that, Mr. President, I will report progress.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation Committee Chairwoman Baumgartner.
I have nothing for official action. I just want to remind everyone that there is a public meeting January 28th for the comprehensive parks and recreation and trails study. So please spread the word. It'll be via Zoom or via Teams, so it'll be virtual. And our next meeting will be January 5th at 4:45 p.m. That's tomorrow via Zoom. So everybody's welcome. That's it. Progress.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee Chairman Hart.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Public Safety Committee was charged with interviewing candidates that applied for our newly created position of Deputy Police Chief. We were fortunate to have 3 candidates that applied and were all qualified for consideration. Before I tell you who we're recommending, I believe it's worth hearing a little story of mine. So please indulge me. In business school at Notre Dame, one of the last courses I took, which was a capstone course, and it was called Leadership. I walked into the classroom and I thought I knew what leadership was about. I thought you had to bring to the table, I don't know, 3 of 12 skills to make you an effective leader. About the 3rd week of that course, we started studying Winston Churchill. And it was brought to our attention that Winston Churchill, arguably the greatest leader of the 20th century, could not get reelected Prime Minister of Great Britain after the war. So the point is that we found out, because there were many other examples, that the most important attribute is hiring the right person at the right time. We were unanimous in our consideration of feeling that we had the right person for this position, and it's Sergeant Troy Chance. For the press, I just want to give a little background, so most of you know Troy quite well. He's a hometown kid. He graduated from UMass High School, bachelor's degree from in criminal justice from Shippensburg, and went through the Downtown Police Academy in January of 1991. He was appointed to the force here in Emmaus. He was promoted to sergeant in 2001. He also was appointed subsequently to the Lehigh County Emergency Response Team. He was an assistant team leader and is currently marksman team leader. I liked his last sentence of his application, and which he said, "I'd like to be part of the transition team for the next chief of police of the Emmaus Police Department, whoever that may be." So I'd like to put that in the form of a motion that we appoint Mr. Troy, Sergeant Troy Chance, to the position of Deputy Police Chief, with the stipulation of that he receive a salary of $108,000 prorated, and he would be subject to the civil service protection pending the successful completion of the non-competitive civil service testing process.
There's a motion by Councilman Hart. Is there a second? Councilman Dufresne, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes.
That was a pleasant task to perform, I might add. We had no other business, Mr. President. Our next meeting is scheduled for January 11th at 9:15 a.m. That's a Zoom meeting. I report progress.
Thank you. General Administration Committee is myself. We have the Resolution 2021-1, appointment of officials. I will read all the names. I might need help with, I read it earlier and may need help with a name or two. Be it hereby resolved by the Emmaus Borough Council to appoint the following officials to their designated positions for a term expiring on January 3rd, 2022. Interim Ambulance Chief Keith Miller, Animal Control Officer April Shriel.
You. Yep, you're fine.
All right. Borough Manager / Secretary Shane Pepe. Borough Solicitor Dimick and Dinkelhocker. Delinquent Tax Collector Dimick and Dinkelhocker. Director of Finance / Treasurer Christine Snyder. First Certified Public Accountant Campbell Rappold and Urasitz. Civil Service Commission Solicitor Davison and McCarthy. Code Enforcement Officer / Public Works Inspector James Farnsworth. Earned Income and Local Services Tax Office H.A. Burkheimer. Emergency Management Coordinator Keith Miller. Primary Engineer Odd Consulting. Utilities and Alternate Engineer Hanover Engineering. Fire Chief / Director of Emergency Services John Price. Fire Inspector Thomas Klosik. Health Officer Gary Ritter. Pension Consultant for Police / Non-Uniform Mock and Hop Benefits Group. Per Capita Tax Office H.A. Burkheimer. Police Chief Charles Palmer. Public Works Director John Daishala. Sewage Enforcement Officers Jacob Schrey, Gregory Gray, Christopher Taylor. Special Labor Counsel Campbell, Durant, Beatty, Palumbo, and Miller. And Zoning Hearing Board Solicitor Ronald Corkery. Would somebody like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2021-1? Councilman Hart, seconded by Councilman Anders. Any discussion? Did I get the, I think I got them all right. I might have messed one up. So, no discussion. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. And we approved ordinance 1209. Oh, appointment of employee and volunteer safety committee. This is the employee and volunteer safety committee for 2021. It's Shane Pepe for administration. Term does not expire. Robert Hammond for codes and zoning. His term does not expire. Adam Knobloch for the police, with Brian Hampshire being the alternate, and that's a term that expires 12/31/22, so a 2-year term. Chris Lubinetsky for fire, alternate John Price, with a term that expires 12/31/22, also a 2-year term. Craig Deppy for ambulance, alternate Carabiri, that's also a 2-year term. Gary Fainall for public works, alternate Troy Bauer, that's a 1-year term, expiring 12/31/21. And Teresa Pullman for clerical, alternate Sally Hosfeld, and that's a 1-year term also. And then listed below is the meeting dates and times. Would somebody like to make a motion to approve the employee volunteer safety committee list of 2021? Councilman Dufresne, seconded by Councilwoman Baumgartner. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. Our next meeting is next Thursday at 9 a.m. by Zoom. Progress. Budget and Finance Committee, Chairman Dufresne.
Thank you, Mr. President. The first item in your packet is significant revenue and expenses, so you can see them for December of 2020. The item for action here is the bill list. It's bill list 2021-3, resolved by Borough Council to authorize payment of the January 4, 2021 bill list as follows. Bill list $106,616.54. Payroll number 27, $166,525.15. Payroll taxes, $56,303.98, for a total of $329,445.67 this 4th day of January 2021. I put that in the form of a motion.
So motion by Councilman Dufresne for resolution 2021-3, seconded by Councilman Balliet. Any discussion? It was only 23 pages long, so that's one of the shorter bill lists. And most of the pages only had half a page, so that was nice. It didn't take long to look at it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes.
Our next meeting is January 14th at 11 a.m. on Zoom. I report progress.
Thank you. Community Relations Planning and Development Committee Chairwoman McManaman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing for official action this evening. Our next meeting is scheduled for January 11th at 4:30 p.m. and I report progress.
Thank you. Junior Council members report. Jonas.
Hi, thank
Hi.
you. I have nothing to report on tonight, so I report progress.
Thank you. There's 3 sets of boards and commission meeting minutes. Personal appeals part 2 will have Shane unmute our guest. If anyone out in the virtual world there has a public appeal, just state your name and where you're from, and you have 5 minutes for your appeal. Are they unmuted, Shane?
Yes.
All right. Hearing none,
Give me just a second.
can mute them again, and we'll move on to Borough Manager's report when you're ready. Roy, Shanna, Chad.
I think I hit them all.
Yep.
Okay. So I have a couple items. I sent you all a few emails today with budget numbers. We've, for the most part, hit what we were aiming for. For the numbers that we didn't hit, it's because just timing of money coming in. Nothing to be concerned about, but very happy where we ended up. So a couple of things that I have. First of all, you see a memorandum from me in your packet regarding Jashira Hussett, our billing clerk. Her probationary period is expiring. Actually, it expires today. So obviously we want to retain her. She's an excellent employee, great talent, great personality, very good for the office, very professional. Can't ask for, I think, a better hire. I think council made a very, very good hiring decision when we hired her. So very happy with her progress. So my feeling is that, we want to keep Jashira here as long as we can, as long as she's willing to stay. I think she has a tremendous potential to probably move up in her career here as well. So, Mr. Solicitor, we should probably get a motion from council to retain her.
It's not critically necessary, but it would be appropriate.
All right, so is there a motion to retain Jashira Hussett? Councilwoman Baumgartner, second by Councilman Hart. Under discussion, I would just like to say I've been hearing nothing but good things about her, and it's nice that we're finding some really good workers and they want to be a part of the borough. So it's just a nice plus that when you have a good borough, people want to apply and be a part of it. So with that being said, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes.
I also want to report that we received our letter from Teamsters asking us to start union negotiations with the Public Works Teamsters local union. So as you are aware, that process starts this year. So we will start having those discussions with the negotiation team very soon. I've been preparing some information for us to start the process. So we don't have to respond to them yet, and I would not be in a hurry to rush into that at this point, as we have a lot more preparations to make before we walk into negotiations. But in their standard form, they tend to send me something right at the beginning of the year. We also have a letter from the fire union asking to extend their contract one more year. That's something that, again, the union negotiation team needs to have a conversation about, because that's something that we could probably wrap up sooner than later, as those terms are favorable to us, and they felt that because of the COVID situation, they thought it would be fair to just extend one more year. And I've expressed that, in my perfect world, I think we would do that. So we have those two in front of us, and we need to definitely get started on preparations. Okay. For those of you that have never been involved in union negotiations before, it's a long process. There's a lot of work to it. You'll get a lot of information on it. There will be a lot of discussions and back and forth with the union. It's not something where we just go in and hash out a deal on day one. Unfortunately, that's a perfect world, but we have a lot of preparation we need to do to get ready for that. So other than that, as you are aware, town hall, the building is closed. Staff is in and out checking mail. That's about it right now for another week, as we have some COVID positive cases, both in town hall and in some of our other buildings and some of our other departments. I sent you a confidential email earlier today in relation to some of those issues that we're having throughout the different departments and the steps we've taken. So if you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, I will report progress.
Thank you, Shane. Under President's business, I have nothing. When we adjourn, we'll allow the press to stick around and ask questions if they have any. With that being said, is there a motion to adjourn? Councilman Balliet, seconded by Councilman Dufresne. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes, and meeting adjourned at 7:33. Council members, please stick around in case press has a question for any of us.